this mindset challenge is one of my favorites. So here's the deal. Just because your course is online, either live or evergreen, doesn't mean it's less of an experience than in person. So this is such a fun topic for me because this is near and dear to my heart, right? Like, this is what I've been doing my entire career, is making sure that online learning experiences are actually making a difference. They're actually bringing people to action and helping them be more successful. And so there's this perception that if it's online, if it's on demand, if it's not in person, like we're not sitting together staring at each other in the same room, that the experience can't be as great. And the reason that is because there's a lot of crappy on-demand training out there, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of crappy training. And so one of the things that we're going to focus on is how do you create a learning experience that really changes the game, where it ups the level of somebody being able to be successful, right? So the way that we create the success path, the way that we look at how do we create the steps, the lessons that we're teaching along the way are really going to put somebody in action. It's not about information. It's about how do we put them in action so they can be successful. If you do that, then the online experience becomes a game changer. It becomes something that people will complete, people will participate in and work through, regardless if it's live, on demand, in person, or somewhere out there in a video, right? So this is a common mindset challenge, but I'm here to tell you that there are so many different techniques to increase the amount of engagement, increase the amount of experience that we really can give our learners so they can be successful. And it just takes just a little bit of intention as you're creating your online course to make that happen. And that's a lens that will be all the way through this course, is how to do that. So if this is a mindset challenge, you have like, oh, I can't take one more online course, I don't like them, they're boring, they're too long, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is going to be eliminated in this course, because we're really focused on what are those things that person needs to be able to do to be successful. Not what do they need to know, or not as an expert all the things that I want to tell you. It's what are the things that they need to do to get to the next step along that journey to get to that result. You will be providing a learning experience that hands down helps your learners be successful, which then in turn helps you become more successful. So really think through this mindset. Get rid of it if it's a belief that you have, because you're going to learn some techniques in this course that will really help you out with that. So you don't have that perception, right? So here's the problem, is that if you have that perception, guess what? Like, your people are going to see that. So if you don't think that your course is the best thing that's out there, and it's absolutely going to get somebody to a better place, right? A better result, a tangible, measurable result that they're getting, then forget it. Like, you might as well stop now, because you have to believe it. You have to know that what you're doing is going to lead to somebody else being successful. And if you think that way, and you think about the experience that they're having, right? You're putting yourselves in their shoes. You think about that experience, then the boring, crappy online learning just goes away, because it doesn't serve anyone, right? And what you're creating is going to be very specific and serve your people. So we're going to work through that. Don't worry if you don't know how to do that. But as a mindset, it's really important for you to think like, I can create the same or a better experience than I would do live and in person. So like, if you're a one-on-one kind of service provider right now, like, start thinking about how you can recreate that level of experience for that person that you are serving one-on-one in an online environment. It is absolutely 100% possible, and you can scale that to a huge level and still provide that same level of service like you would in one-on-one.